Just over 100 people packed into a room at the Minnesota Marine Art Museum Thursday night to hear Taft Roberts talk about his recent adventure, sailing through the Northwest Passage. The room would have been more crowded if the fire marshal would have allowed the 75 folks who were turned away to attend as well. Roberts has been under the spell of the Arctic since he was a boy and dreamed of one day making a trip like this one. He considers himself very fortunate that everything fell into place to allow him to live his dream.
I just can't believe I was lucky enough to do this. I was all the things were in place for me to do it. I had an old friend of mine who I met with a long time ago, and he called me a couple of years ago, and it was a trip of a lifetime. And luckily, my wife let me go, and I got to be up there, and I got to learn so much about things I knew a little about, and I am passionate about the Arctic. As I said before, I'm not so passionate about Hawaii or the Antarctic. For some reason, there's a spell up there that attracts me, like a magnet. And it's just the natural surroundings. I mean, the sculptures, the icebergs, they're so damn beautiful, created by the forces of nature, and they're just stunning.
Roberts boarded the Katrin in Pond Inlet on Baffin Island on August 5th with the goal of sailing the Northwest Passage to Nome, Alaska. His trip came to an end short of his destination due to extreme ice conditions on August 25th. His adventure is being made into a film, but Roberts said the film almost didn't happen because he thought it would be too much work.
Just about a year ago, Heidi Bryant and I talked about potentially making a movie. And I decided to back out of it because it was going to be too much work, and it was going to be taken away from my trip because I'm going to be sailing up there, and I wanted to be spending more time bird watching and hiking up in the mountains. But it actually, what it did was it gave me more time to travel around. The film is going really, really well. We're actually working right now. We have Harry Klein has the film pretty much in place. It's going to be about 30 minutes. And it will be shown at the Frozen River Film Festival, I believe, on the 22nd of February at Winona State. But check the schedule, make sure that's right. It's going to be, as I said, 30 minutes. Eric Hokersoven from St. Mary's University is right at this week, is working hard on the score, and we hope that Betsy Neal will be part of that too. The film is going to be a portrayal of the trip. And we're very, very excited about it. I mean, it's the first time I've ever made a movie. Harry's made plenty of movies before, but it's coming together. It's a lot of work, and you think you have it, and then you change something, and then everything else changes, and it's coming together really, really well. And I'm very excited, and I want to again thank the people of Winona and Minnesota who believed in me and wanted to have a movie made of this beautiful, beautiful place where we were at. And it's a really beautiful movie.
If he has done one thing through his adventure, Roberts hopes it's that it inspires others to follow their dreams.
What I want people to walk away from is that, boy, that man just did something he wanted to do. And honest to God, if somebody can come to me in about 5 years' time and say, thank you so much. You did what you wanted to do, and that I've wanted to go to Paris or Munich, or I want to go to the moon, or whatever it is. And if somebody comes back to me in 5 years' time and said, you really got me going, and that will make my day. And I really mean that, because I see so many people sitting around after they retire, and they have so much more they could do, I believe, some people. And I would like for people to do what they want to do. Because the one thing that stops them from going is fear. And if you take that little thing called fear out of the puzzle, guess what happens? All kinds of opportunities open up. And we could have been fearful on this trip. There was 5 of us, and we were at sea, and we were surrounded by ice and the forces of nature all the time. And yeah, we could have died. But we took that, I think the 5 of us, we took that little thing out called fear, and we just went for it. And that's what you have to do in life. I think you have to take the opportunities when they come and get rid of that fear thing.
If ice conditions are right, Roberts intends on giving the voyage another go this year.
The boat is put to bed in Newfoundland right now, in Lewisport, Newfoundland, and it's ready to go next year if the ice conditions are right. And I understand the captain has emailed me to say that probably in May or June, we'll be looking at all the ice reports that are coming in from the Coast Guard in Canada and all the other independent surveys that are coming in on the ice, and we'll make a decision. Probably in June, we'll be making a decision. And if the conditions look right, we don't want to be in the same position this year as we were last year. We want to make sure, and if for some reason it's not this year, it'll be next year.
For those who are interested in seeing Robert's presentation but were unable to get in to see it, he will be holding another presentation at the Minnesota Marine Art Museum on Saturday at 2 p.m.